The element of art that we'll be tackling today is line. There are 6 types of drawn lines, which include straight lines, non-straight lines, calligraphic lines, contour lines, cross-contour lines, and implied lines. Straight lines are, well, straight lines. They can be thin or thick, and they can be used to create textures and shading known as hatching, which are singular straight lines in a row, and cross-hatching, which are lines that intersect with each other. Non-straight lines are lines that simply aren't straight. They're often referred to as organic lines. They can be anything from wavy lines to spirals and really aren't limited to what they can look like. You can also use this type of line to create a shading technique known as scumbling, which is essentially just scribbles. It can be really fun depending on how you use it in a drawing. Calligraphic lines are lines that have thickness and thinness to them. If you look up calligraphy, you can see some beautiful examples of it used in writing. You can achieve this look by implementing these same ideas into lines. If you have a brush pen or a calligraphy pen, you can use them, but you don't need one to achieve it. The simplest way to make a calligraphic line is to draw a line and then go back over and add areas of thickness. You can do the same thing with a wood pencil by adjusting the angle of the pencil when drawing. Contour lines are outlines. They can be outlines of organic or non-organic objects such as flowers or cups. They're usually easily identifiable and fairly simple to draw. Take this glass cup. By drawing around its edges, I can create a contour line of it. The same can be done for leaves, stars, anything. Cross-contour lines can be a little more complicated, as they require you to think of an object in 3 dimensions. They are lines that intersect with one another and help create depth. For example, a contour line is a flat object and is usually only perceived as 2-dimensional. But by adding cross-contour lines, you can give the illusion that a flat object is 3-dimensional. It definitely is a bit more complicated to understand, so don't be worried if you can't get it right away. It just takes some practice. And finally, implied lines, also known as imaginary lines. They are lines that are suggested but not directly expressed. In art, they can be identified as negative space, the separation between colors, dotted or dashed lines, lines or shapes that indicate movement, lines that direct the viewer's eye, and point perspective to add depth and dimension. Mind you, most of these are examples of drawn lines, so don't feel discouraged if drawing isn't your thing, because they can be translated across various art mediums. So here are a few examples of art pieces that I have made to show you that you can use lines in other mediums outside of drawing. In this metal wire sculpture I made, the wire itself is a line. It's merely a 3-dimensional line that can be bent into whatever shapes and forms you desire. In this piece, you can see my use of straight and organic lines to highlight details of the fish, such as the eyes and the teeth. In this ceramic plate, I carved away parts of the clay while it was still greenware, which can be perceived as lines to the viewer. They may be carved, but they can still be viewed as lines. For this unfinished frog sculpture I made out of Sculpey clay, there is an implied line that separates the 2 shades of green. While there isn't a physically drawn line there, the 2 colors create an imaginary line. So don't feel limited to just one medium. Line can be used in various different ways, and the only real limitation is your own imagination. I hope you all enjoyed the video and tune in next time when I discuss shapes. Okay, bye!